Hi, I'm Mary Torres and welcome to my studio. This of course is the garage. I kind of took it over from my husband. It used to be his and now it's almost entirely mine. I have been making glass art for almost 12 years now. Back in 2005, I was looking into different things I could do because I've always loved working with my hands. And I happened to find making glass beads. And I know they use the glass rods, and I thought about my husband being a welder, and I wanted to try it. It seemed like welding with glass. And so I bought a kit at Hobby Lobby, and I made my first bead at our dining room table, burned a little hole in the table. And it was the ugliest thing ever. It was yellow and it was all funky, and I wish I would have kept it. But and then from there, I was in love. It is very colorful, and different glass has different chemicals in it. When it mixes with a color that has copper in it, it makes it red. And there's no red in the glass originally, and it's just very neat to be able to manipulate it like that. Like this glass here, when it's fired in the kiln, it'll become white instead of clear. I purchased my first kiln when I decided I wanted to try fusing. The process can take anywhere from 12 to 24 hours or longer depending upon the thickness of the piece. A lot of it's experimentation. I want to see what's going to happen. It feeds my science nerd side because of the different chemicals that are in the glass and the reactions that you get, and then it also feeds my artistic side. What I make are fused glass dropout vessels. I take sheets of glass and I stack them to be about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch tall, and then I fuse them together. And then after they're fused together, I put them back in the kiln on an elevated shelf that has a hole cut in it. The kiln is raised to slumping temperature very slowly, and then the bottom pumps out of the hole that's in the shelf to resemble something like this. I will cut the rim off and it becomes something like this. The entire process from cutting all the way to final polishing can take upwards of 5 to 7 days.
I make what I like making, and it's not for everyone, but I like to think of my jewelry as being artful and made for courageous women. I have used a lot of tools. Jewelry making is heavy on tools. I've got a rolling mill, which is pretty standard for most metalsmiths. Of course, my torch, and then a ton of hammers. When I'm working, I'm in my zone, and I might do something for several days off and on, and I usually have 4 or 5 things that I'm working on simultaneously. You will see a variety of jewelry in my booth, a lot of earrings. I specialize in making unusual earrings and rings. You will find bracelets, one-of-a-kind pendants. I buy very rare stones, not anything too simple. So most of my work becomes complex, has a lot of textures. Use wire weaving components with traditional metalsmithing techniques. So it ends up being a cross between Downton Abbey and Game of Thrones.